Alright, this is an introduction to Freak Show Wrestling, as you can no doubt tell by all the text surrounding it that says so. My name is Joshua Ling, aka PJ Bottoms, aka a whole lot of other names out there on the interwebs. One of my favorite things from since I can remember has been professional wrestling. Now, a lot of you may be thinking, well, what does audio have to do with professional wrestling? Well, seriously, go and watch a wrestling show and turn the sound off for a while and tell me how interesting it is. It's not that interesting. There's a lot to be said for the audio in professional wrestling. Now, I have done this before, and it totally works. I did this simply with a couple of my siblings and very terrible microphone equipment a couple years ago, and a lot of other stuff, sound effects, music, whatnot, and it worked pretty well, all things considered. I really enjoyed doing this, and just lately I've been getting a lot better at doing production work. So here's my problem. A lot of people don't seem to understand how this would possibly work. They think of wrestling as just wrestling. Well, who commentates on sports? The commentators, okay? We may or may not notice them that much in wrestling. If you watch WWE, the only reason you know about the commentators is because of Michael Cole and Jerry Lawler, but that's getting away from what the real subject is here. This show, to give you an idea, would flow as follows. A match between two competitors to start things off, with announcers explaining the action as things go along, followed by a documentary on one of the wrestlers, short documentary mind you, about 2 or 3 minutes, explaining the character, explaining some things about them, explaining who they are, where they've come from. Another match, once again, talked out by the commentators, explaining the action of things going on inside the ring. Follow that up with a radio drama segment where we go into the home, the lair, the region of one of these wrestlers, and we see them in their natural environment. Now, this is used to continue storylines, to push out exposition, and to continue stories. Another match using the same old beat-up formula of using those commentators to explain the action going on inside this imaginary ring. An interview segment with a charismatic announcer who puts the hardball questions to the featured wrestler. And then finally, the main event, the final match of the show, which will send the people home wanting more. It's a very simple formula and very true to old school wrestling for those of you who have seen wrestling before. Now, a lot of you may be wondering, well, if it's just wrestling, then why would we want to hear it? Well, that's where the funness, I don't even know if that's a word, but we'll go with it, that Freak Show Wrestling offers. We're going to go ahead and take a look into a little video that introduces us to the world of Freak Show Wrestling.
The history of Parts Unknown. Parts Unknown is a little island off the coast of... What? They don't care about geography? Oh, okay. Well, Parts Unknown is a proud little country. It's the most unique place in the universe, originally having a king, prime minister, and a hot air balloon specialist as its three-branch government. The new title of Grand Emperor was installed to combine all three equally important roles into one. Parts Unknown's diplomacy is, in fact, unknown at this time, but it is expected that the good old PU will get a spot in the United Nations very soon. Natural crops and wildlife. Parts Unknown is well known for its two biggest crops, soda trees and durian. The soda trees grow year-round in all forms of Jones, Coke, and Pepsi flavors. The most popular, however, are the rare IBC bushes that bring sweet cream soda during Parts Unknown's busy holiday season. Exotic animals include all varieties of photoshopped animals and the hippo crab. art laws. Nearly 90% of PU's laws were created by our current and first Grand Emperor. Many of these incredible laws include no cameras, no pain, and no pixie sticks allowed into Parts Unknown's harbor. Thus, the main form of entertainment and communication in Parts Unknown is radio and radio drama, unrespectively. Tourism. Many people hear about Parts Unknown and come simply to visit the birthplace of some of the greatest men who ever lived, including Kane, the Boogeyman, and a lot of other creepy individuals. The rich wrestling history of Parts Unknown is rivaled only by Mexico and Samoa. But you really don't want to go to either of those. There are too many diseases to catch. Seriously, come here. We need the money. The Grand Emperor. The current Grand Emperor of Parts Unknown is an enigmatic man who demanded we show no actual pictures of him. He likes to use a lot of different names, including but not limited to Dingo Man, Dingo Dong, Hair Metal, Awesome, the King of the Strucity, and Hubert. But lately, he seems to have settled on PJ Bottoms. Besides ruling over our country with an allegedly plexiglass fist, PJ owns and runs the only two tourist attractions: a giant statue of the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, and the Bizarnable, a conclave of weird stuff and great attractions unrivaled by any, including Ripley's. Freak Show Wrestling. The biggest attraction at PJ Bottom's Bizarnable is Freak Show Wrestling, filled with the greatest and most enigmatic talents from all over the world. To find out more about Freak Show Wrestling, please visit freakshowwrestling.com, link in the description. Freak Show Wrestling!
Well, there we go. Pretty simple, right? I mean, it's a little weird, and some of you might not be able to understand what's going on, but if you need further explanation, just email me. Not a problem. I'm glad to talk to anyone, everyone, whoever you are. One more thing, though, before you look at all the other little things regarding this audition, I want to make sure that you notice that I put theme songs for these particular wrestlers, divas, whatever you want to call them, down there. And seriously, listen to the music if you have a chance. Listen to it, read the lyrics, and that will show you what I'm looking for in this character. Seriously, it's that simple. Now, it doesn't mean that you're going to sound just like the singer, but it means that you're going to be the character that the music is portraying. A lot of my characters are based off of their theme songs and their music first and foremost. So please, check out the theme songs, especially if you're still not sure what that character is supposed to be. Alrighty, this has been PJ Bottoms, blah blah blah, and we will see you again sometime soon, and hopefully you'll be a part of
Freak Show Wrestling.